smoke, show smoke. We go here, DJ Delz. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Oh.
Tens, right?
10. Almost.
Tens.
Close. No one's a 10 with me.
Hey.
But
DJ Delz, you know I love you.
Welcome to the Delz Show. I am Delz, and we're going to talk about Marko Stunt. We're going to talk about Rey Mysterio versus Marko Stunt. Because of Chris Jericho, he posted a tweet that inspired this video. Shout out to Chris Jericho for inspiring me. Definitely, hands down, one of my favorites. The dude is incredible. Honestly, I think he's more entertaining than he's ever been. He's older now, but some people, they get better with age, and I definitely think that's the case with Chris. He posted this tweet that you're seeing right now, basically defending Marko Stunt. He's talking about how people are complaining that he's too small, he's a disgrace for wrestling. Funny thing is, I thought the same thing about Rey Mysterio the first time I met him in '93. And then he talks about Ultimo Dragon. I have to disagree with him, man. I don't think it's a fair comparison, and here's why. Now, I wasn't able to find the weight on Marko Stunt, but just alone on height, Rey Mysterio stands at 5'6" versus Marko Stunt, who reportedly is standing at 5'2". Now, you know, every inch counts when it comes down to someone that's in the 5-foot range. And there is a big difference between 5'2" and 5'6". Some may say it's only 4 inches, but there is a difference. There definitely is. And Rey Mysterio weighs in at 175 pounds. There's no way in hell Marko Stunt weighs anywhere near there. Absolutely no way in hell. You see Marko Stunt, right? He just looks like a normal kid. You look at Rey Mysterio, the dude looks jacked. He is short, but he still looks like a wrestler. He's got the muscles. He looks like a wrestler versus Marko Stunt. And I do think Marko Stunt is talented. I 100% think that. I know some of you are going to disagree with me. Go ahead, leave it in the comments. I do think the kid is talented, but I think that he needs to be someone that's more or less kind of like a sidekick. Someone that's outside the ring, goes in, distracts the ref, maybe does a quick move. But him being an actual wrestler, and you've seen, I think it was the first show with AEW, the match with SCU, and SCU is like selling these moves. They're like 5 times the size of him. It's just not believable. It looks like a little kid playing around with a grown adult. It is not believable. And I think it insults a lot of the viewers' intelligence watching this. There's no way to believe that Marko Stunt can toss these guys that weigh probably 3 times as much weight as Marko Stunt. And I think that's why some people are heated about it. Am I heated about it? No, absolutely not. It's just TV. I don't take this shit that seriously, and you shouldn't either. But if you do, you do. Some people have such a passion for things that they take everything very seriously. I don't. I watch it. It's fake fighting. It's fun. Something to watch when I'm just bored and I'm just hanging out. But at the end of the day, I'm not losing sleep off of it. I'm not going to sit on Twitter all day like a keyboard warrior harassing Marko Stunt, which I see people doing. And that's whack. Like, leave the kid alone. The kid is making money, man. Like, you can't get mad at him because he has an opportunity that he went for, and he's now earning some pretty decent money. So the last thing I'm trying to portray is like an anti-Marko Stunt, but I think AEW needs to do something differently with him. We've seen him with the match with the Lucha Bros, and it's just ridiculous how you have the Lucha Bros, who are supposed to be one of the greatest tag teams ever, being tossed around by this dude. He probably weighs just a little over or a little under 100 pounds, and he's tossing around Phoenix and Pentagon like they're nothing, you know, like they're a damn paper towel. It's not believable, and it's making a lot of people want to turn off the channel. And some may say, oh, well, you know, Luchasaurus was injured, you know, they had to put someone in there to replace him, so who better than Marko Stunt? Nah, man, you have Marko Stunt roll out as like a little mascot guy, and you find someone else on the roster to go in, someone big to replace Luchasaurus. If you think about it, the whole deal with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus is Jungle Boy is fairly small. And side note, if anyone wants to compare anyone to Rey Mysterio, I would compare someone like Jungle Boy to Rey Mysterio versus someone like Marko Stunt. You see the photos right there. Marko Stunt even makes Jungle Boy look bigger. Pause. And I think that Jungle Boy is just by a hair, just at a size where people believe that he could do what he could do. Just like someone like Darby Allin. When you seen Darby Allin wrestle Jericho, Jericho is just so much bigger than him. But the thing is, these guys are like super talented. So we're giving them that pass, I feel like, a lot of us viewers. But Marko Stunt, it's impossible to believe that Marko Stunt can do what he's doing in the ring against the opponents he's going against. Maybe they have like a 105 Live, like something with real small dudes, that don't look like wrestlers, that look like fans. The kid just looks like a normal dude, like a fan. And I always liked wrestling because you see all these larger than life characters going against each other, fighting in the ring. That's what I always digged as a kid. I thought it was awesome. They were like superheroes almost, like in the ring. And then as I got older, you had like the Attitude Era, which I grew into, and as a teenager it was the shit. But when you see someone like Marko Stunt, who just looks like an everyday kid, versus the other guys that actually look like wrestlers, once again, it is insulting the intelligence of the viewers, I think. And I think that's the reason why people are just raging on Twitter, going absolutely crazy on him. But you got to keep in mind, he's not going to pass up on the opportunity. He's booked to do the wrestling match. He's not going to say, oh, well, I'm going to look silly in this match. This ain't going to get over. He's going to do it. He's getting paid to do a job, and he's going to do what he does. So you can't necessarily even go at Marko Stunt. If you have a great job opportunity, even though if you don't feel like you may even be qualified for the job, of course you're going to take the job if it's something that you're into and they're paying you great on top of that. So to defend Marko Stunt a little bit, I don't think it's right for people to be attacking him, especially on social media. It's just whack. But I'm hoping that AEW comes to their senses, whoever is working with Marko Stunt, and keep him more or less like a sidekick, like someone that just hangs out with Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. I think that would be better. And wish that when Luchasaurus was injured, they just brought someone else in from the roster that was big, that would replace Luchasaurus for that match. It would have made the match so much better. And then you could have had Marko Stunt running around the ring, doing what he does, being like a little troll, smacking one of the Lucha Brothers in the head, distracting the referee, things like that. That would be perfect for him. I'm not trying to rally people up to be anti-Marko Stunt, have the kid lose his job, because I think it's awesome he has a job at AEW. I would love a job at AEW. Who wouldn't? I'm not in the ring, though, of course. But, I mean, why wouldn't you want to work for this company? It's an awesome company. But I just wanted to open up this discussion because it's pretty ridiculous to compare Marko Stunt to Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio looks intimidating versus Marko Stunt. He does not look intimidating. He looks like just like a happy kid. And there's nothing wrong with that at all, but this is supposed to be something for the viewers to watch and be entertained by. And Rey Mysterio, you can even see in the photos versus Guerrero, he is smaller, but it looks believable versus what you're seeing with Marko Stunt and Pentagon. It's just not believable at all, and I really wish that they just were squashed. That's what AEW should have done. They should have had the Lucha Bros just completely squash those dudes and pin Marko Stunt in a minute or less. Their names are too established to have Marko Stunt give them any kind of competition, and it was absolutely silly. And getting back to what Jericho was saying with Rey Mysterio, I was watching wrestling back then when Rey first started, and not one time did me or the group of friends that I was with that watched as kids, not one time were we questioning Rey Mysterio, like, why is he in the ring? We were amazed by him. He was incredible, just like he is still to this day. But going back then, when it was like the beginning of Rey Mysterio being a kid and, going to the friend's house and having a pizza and all of us like just watching the show and really just into everything and all the characters and all the storylines, not one of us were ever questioning anything with any wrestlers, not even just Rey Mysterio. In this day and age, it's like, there are so many storylines that are horrible. Some may say it has to do with social media because we didn't have social media back then, but I don't think that's the case because we used to always talk about wrestling in school, besides after school, going to the friends' houses with, 5 to 10 people coming over to this one's house, that one's house, my house, all gathering together watching wrestling. We never questioned anyone because everyone that was in that ring was a superstar and absolutely, without a doubt, belonged in that ring. At the end of the day, man, I think that most people do not think that Marko Stunt belongs in the ring. Like, actually a competitor in the ring versus these guys that are larger than life characters. It just is not working. Rey Mysterio was never questioned by any of the fans. I guarantee you there won't be one comment that is disagreeing with me with that. That people actually questioned Rey Mysterio back in the days. Like, oh, this guy's too small to be wrestling. Hell no. No one ever questioned that shit that I knew of. Maybe I'm wrong though. I'll be okay with being wrong. So if you disagree with me, leave it in the comments. Let's talk wrestling. Make sure to be interactive. Leave it in the comments. Let me know your thoughts because I want to know, definitely. And that's all I got for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button if you did and leave your thoughts in the comments. If you want more of this kind of content, I have a podcast every single week over at patreon.com/DJ Delz. Check that out. You could also check me out on Ryback TV on YouTube with Mark TV. So check me out there also. And I hope you all have a great day. Let me know if there's anything you want me to speak about too in the comments, and maybe I will just do that. I'll do a video on whatever you'd like me to speak about. So leave all that in the comments, and I have tons of wrestling content, interviewing wrestlers, and much more. I'll try to put a pop-up somewhere on the screen, or just go to the main page here. You can watch tons of wrestling content, interviews, and more. Much love out there. We out. We out. We out. We out. We out. We out.